where the treats at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you made it here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfare.
This episode of Chief Concerns is brought to you by BetOnline.AG.
BetOnline is your number one source for all your sports betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more, and even NFL preseason. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use promo code BELIEVE for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Chief Concerns. I'm Marcus Dash here with legendary tight end Justyn Dunn. JD, how we doing, buddy? One more day.
One more day, man. Hey, happy Red Wednesday, right? That's what they say, happy Red Wednesday.
Yep.
So it's this happy Red Wednesday. One more day, and it's here. I'm telling you, man, I'm like a kid in the candy store. I cannot wait till tomorrow, right? Last episode we talked about is like feeling like Christmas. That's what it feels like. Feels like Christmas, Halloween, Easter, you know, your birthday, New Year's. Let's use that too. New Year's, St. Patty's Day, whatever we want to do. St. Patty's Day, because tomorrow's going to be St. Patrick's Day.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah,
I like that.
I like that. Ooh.
I like that.
But yeah, man, we ready to rock and roll. We are ready to rock and roll. So we know it's going to be rocking in the GH Field, Arrowhead Stadium. That hope, man, Kansas City, man, is just going to be on fire. It's going to be on fire, brother. Yeah. How you doing?
I can't be happy. I mean, we got one more day till you know our Christmas, our football fans' version of Christmas with your team kicking off the season. Yeah, with it's cool because like the last time when we opened the season against the Texans, that was the COVID season. So like we raised the banner, but it really wasn't really special because we didn't have that many fans in the stadium. This one's gonna be a party. I mean, it's gonna be a big hoopla around this tomorrow. And so like that, I think that with all the energy in the building, and that's one thing we'll get into the predictions and everything later on. But like people talk about all the lines are this big deal this year. Oh, and if Kelce's not there, Chris Jones is not there, like they're gonna come in and do what they have to do. It's like, well, you forget all the other aspects of it: the raising the banner, the electricity in the building. It's maybe one of the biggest games the Lions have played in some time, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
oh yeah, no doubt about it. And to be honest with you, they probably prefer this. You know, when we talk about a team that was up and coming last year, won the amount of games, making that run that they did, they want to be on the big stage, and so this bodes well for them. They know nationally people get to see exactly what they have, and if they come in and shock the world champions. The NFL champions, the Lombardi winners, dropping the banners, all those things, raising the Chiefs flag up and rocking in Arrowhead on Thursday night. That's what they want to do. And they want to come in and spoil the party. Let's just be honest here. That's what they want to do. So it is. It's going to be just an electric feeling all through the stadium, all around the city. Like I said, man, it's going to be an exciting time. And yeah, all the other stuff around it, you know, with the Andy Reid calls kind of a distraction. He's like, oh, man, I just want to play football. Yeah. That's what we want to do. We want to concentrate on the game and play football. And I get it. I do. I get it. Because that's what it's all about. Ass feel good, and you know what you've done, okay? And I think these things are kind of more for the fans kind of enjoy it. The guys will enjoy it. But they've had this whole, like, off-season, all during this time, ring ceremony, all those go to the White House. They've been able to experience all those different things. Now they're ready to just go ahead and get the season started so they could go ahead and take another Lombardi, or at least on the trek to another Lombardi, hopefully moving toward the dynasty, right? It's the dynasty talk now. So that's where we are. That's where we are.
Yeah. And one of the guys who's going to help us get to that potentially this dynasty stage is Chris Jones. I know he's been a big hot topic for us on the show. Pretty much every ESPN, every show on ESPN, Fox Sports, every podcast. It's been kind of taking up the news in every NFL platform. So today he had a charity event in Kansas City. He literally flew up from Miami to Kansas City today to the Ronald McDonald House for a charity event, which is great that he was, still making the rounds in Kansas City doing charitable events.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on. You telling me a guy who's supposed to be selfish and only cares about himself and doesn't worry about anybody else actually flew up here to be at the Ronald McDonald House?
Yeah.
Doing some community work?
Yep.
Looking at people and people he care about? You got to be kidding me. He ain't doing that. Hey, oh, man, get out of here. Man, he wants a new contract. You trying to tell me he ain't the selfish type of player we thought he was? Or, well, I'm sorry, not I thought he was. But how some of these talking heads are talking out here, he is?
Mm-hmm.
No, I know. I'm just. Yeah.
It's funny when you say it like that, though, because he wants a new contract. Why he's selfish? What that shouldn't even be in the same. It's funny how people are trying to compare he's a bad guy because he wants a new contract. That does not mean that. And he kind of referenced that, so he did a little presser right before he went in, talking to the media. And one of the comments he said was I'm just asking for a raise, and someone asked him about how people are perceiving this and everything. And my favorite one of his quotes he had a couple good ones. This was a good one though. Opinions are like buttholes. You can't make everybody happy. I'm just asking for a raise. And then I think he asked one of the reporters there, hey, do your coworkers get mad at you? Do they think it's selfish for you when you go to your boss and say you want to raise? No, that shouldn't affect you at all. It's my situation. It shouldn't affect you or anything. That's no. I'm just asking for a raise. That's it.
Right. That right there is absolute truth. It doesn't affect. It's not like your coworkers is well, no, you don't deserve a raise. So, man, don't take the raise. You need to come out here and work and pack these boxes or whatever you're doing, whatever your job is. You just come and do. Okay? Just come and do it. The thing is, his teammates don't look. They're not complaining about this. Okay? They understand. We understand. In this business, it is the next man up. Okay? We want every guy, at least for me, and I could probably speak probably for 99% of the guys out here. We want guys to get money. You know why? Because we all go through contract negotiations. And guess what? We all go through contract negotiations to get what? Money, right? We want new deals. We want to be paid our market value, our worth, okay? Chris Jones understands his worth and his value. He's trying to get that. I don't understand why the vitriol hate comes in, other than people just want him to play. Fine, okay? That's what people are going to be. That's fine. They have every right for that. But Chris has every right also to try to get a contract that he feels is deemed that's worth his value and necessary. So the vitriol is not coming from the players. It's not necessarily coming from the coaches. Andy's okay, look, I let them handle the contract. This is kind of where it is. He wants it resolved. That's what Andy wants. He wants it resolved. The guys want it resolved. Chris Jones want it resolved. So he wants to play. It's not like you don't want to play. He's not holding the team hostage and, all these words that people are using. The man's just, look, he's got to have his best interests at heart. We talk about using his age against him, but being 29, he's that's the whole reason I got to try to get a deal right now. You know why? Because when it's all said and done, nobody going to care about how I feel. Nobody going to care about if I have CTE. Nobody going to care how my body feels. Nobody's going to care about any of those things. So, but yeah, now that's we know that. We know that Chris Jones is a guy that who wants to play ball. He's the same guy who's been going to Ronald McDonald's house. He's the same guy that's been, in the community doing wonderful charity work for the organization. And people have seen that. But what we've seen in the past few days is people diminish his worth, try to call out every little thing that he didn't do, try to say the sacks he didn't have, like his only impact had to deal with sacks in the playoffs. You didn't consider all the tackles he made, the double teams, the most double team guy. still making plays, helping other guys out around him, that everybody gets a little bit better because of the play 95 is doing, being up there for Defensive Player of the Year, top 10, voted by your peers as one of the guys that is the best in the NFL. They recognize how good he is. So that's it. He's just trying to get a raise. Yeah. Okay. That's it. But
it was a very simple and yet impactful answer. And I hope a lot of people can maybe put themselves in his shoes, or even just in their own shoes when it comes to asking for a raise. And I know we're talking millions, we're talking a multi-millionaire, and these guys are, and that's one thing too. People say, "Oh, it's not the same because I'm only asking for 10,000. He's asking for 10 million." It's different. People have different occupations for different things. I mean, you can't compare. It's not apples to oranges in that sense.
It's relative to scale. It's relative to scale, right? That's what it is. It's all relative. And so, yeah, okay, maybe you're asking for 10,000. Next people asking for 100,000, right? So that's how it works. It's a capitalist society. Everybody has a right to try to get that. So, everybody's trying to capitalize on their worth and their production.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it. I think some of that's what they see. They look at it because it's so much money. And then it's like, why would you turn that down?
Yeah.
I would turn down $10. Well, maybe $10 is maybe the difference in your worth, and you should get that $10. You should be trying to make it. Okay. If you're working at McDonald's and you feel like the job that you're doing, you're worth what you give, the time you put in, okay, it should go up another $10 in your house. But hey, man, that's where it is. For me, and I'm sure for you, what we're going to do is we're going to cheer this team on. Okay. Chris Jones is part of that family, but we're going to cheer on Patrick Mahomes and all the other guys that's out here playing. We know that. Chris is going to cheer him on. Okay. He ain't looking for him to fail. He's not. So, we're looking for this game, man. It's going to be a good game with the guys that's there in the building. The guys that's going to go out there, put their hand in the dirt. We're looking for that this Thursday. And there's plenty to talk about that coming up as opposed to, with this whole contract negotiation with Chris.
And he did reiterate that he wants to be a Kansas City Chief for life. He said, I've said it many times on social media, also said that if he gets a deal done today, he'll be there. He'll be at the game tomorrow. I don't know if he realistically, if he would even play in the game, like just the next day. But they also said I think they asked him, like, will you be at the game tomorrow? He said, either the sidelines or in the game. I don't know. I might be there. So we don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be good for him to be on the sideline if he can. So it for the whole ceremony, because he deserves it. He deserves to be there because he helped that banner that they're dropping. 95 is part of the reason why that banner is being dropped.
Huge part. Yep.
Huge part. He's the reason all the fans will be cheering tomorrow and has the championship came to Kansas City. It's because of 95 and all the other guys. But 95 played a perennial part in that happening. No doubt about it. And everybody knows the fact. We know the fact of that. Everybody in that building, they know. Okay? They understand that. They understand this fight. So,
and I think it's funny, too, for a lot of fans who are like, don't want to get this money. CEOs make a lot of money, right? And these are the same fans who nicknamed him the CEO of Sack Nation. And you expect CEO of Sack Nation not to get paid good money, to get top 2 money? Come on.
Oh, man. Yeah. They'll work it out. They'll get there.
Yeah, I think this is a good sign that he's in Kansas City and he's still making good on promises to charity events that he said he was going to be at, handing out Big Macs, still being around the community. That's a person who wants to stick around. He's not only is he saying it and tweeting it that he wants to be a Kansas City Chief for life, these actions show that. So,
yeah, look, I'm going to tell you just from situation. I was in contract negotiations with the Chiefs one time, and I remember kind of flying in. I talked to at the time GM Carl Peterson, and I told Carl, I said, "Listen, Carl, when I fly into Kansas City, this might be the last time I'm taking my stuff out the locker or putting something in. At the end of the day, this contract on our name, the names is going to be my name on the contract and yours, on the Kansas City Chief. That's how it's going to work." And so we was able to get something done. We were. And so hopefully this right here, this journey, this trip out here, hopefully this is going to be the catalyst to go ahead and get something done, right? that everybody's getting out their own way and they compromise to get something, etched, inked, put up so everybody can be happy, everybody go on about their business how it was before. Because I just don't like how the things are just happening right now. I just don't like this feeling because, Kansas City fans have been classy for forever, okay? Forever. And if something they don't like, I don't like how they just pile on the guys. I mean, we're real people. Hey, if you're going to love guys. Love them because you love them, okay, for what they've done. Don't love them because only what they can do for you, okay? Don't be a fair weather fan all of a sudden because now you're upset because the same thing, how you would try to go get money, he's trying to do the same thing. But, man, Marcus keep bringing me back to it, man. He keep pulling me in. I know that's the thing, but I don't. I just, but it is. Hopefully he's in, something gets done. So if he needs to stay there for 2 or 3 days, by all means, kick it.
Yeah.
Kick it. You and Brett Beach and go smoke cigars and go sit in the pool together somewhere. Okay? And bring Andy Reid and all of them with you too.
Yeah, and they bring a burger for Andy Reid. And hey, he's got the Big Macs right now. Maybe he can go bring one over to Andy. Yeah, so we're going to get into kind of previewing the game tomorrow night. Again, with our deal with Bleacher Report, we're going to be on post-game show on Bleacher Report tomorrow after the game. Myself, JD, and my brother Tasia Dash makes his post-game reaction show debut with the squad. And then Monday, we'll have our Monday morning tight end show where JD reacts to the game on Thursday, gives us a couple days after grades for what he saw on Thursday. And then we go right back. And that's also a live stream too. We'll have all that stuff on social for you guys, so you guys can go check that out. But yeah, so just remember, post-game after the show, go to a Bleacher Report and we'll be on there. And then for those who miss it, we'll have it on YouTube for you guys to watch. But all right, JD. So yesterday we were kind of blindsided by some news. We're trying to gear up for this game coming up here. And then all of a sudden, Andy Reid comes out, says Travis Kelce didn't finish practice for, with the hyperextended knee injury that he sustained. Got an MRI shortly after that. Everyone's online waiting for this MRI to drop. Finally, the Schefter, Ian Rappaport release. No structural damage. ACL is still intact. Just inflammation, waiting for that to subside. Probably going to get a bone bruise. So JD, and that the big thing was this morning, Jason Kelce, obviously brother, played a different position, but he said there's some swelling and some pain, but if they can keep the swelling down, he should be good to go Thursday night. Obviously questionable for Thursday, probably going to be a game time decision. JD, You play tight end. You've had a lot of injuries. I know your medical book, you always mentions like this big. Talk to us about this injury. If you've had this injury before, and if you were Andy Reid, would you put Travis Kelce in the game on Thursday?
So I have played tight end, and I have had this injury before, and I understand what the strain of the PCL. Actually, I ended up tearing mine, and I got a bone bruise. And so I described before, when your knee is hitting there, and the patella in the front, and the knee, that junction is where it kind of does like this, right? It's kind of the bone bruise. It got hit or he stepped. That's where kind of the bruise can happen. I think it all depends on how the knee responds, really. If they're able to keep the swelling down, maybe put a brace on it, he could possibly go. But it's effectiveness, and it's all based off of how he feels. It really is. And so if he's feeling uncomfortable about it, and he's just like, man, I can't be 100%. I can't even be 75. I don't want him to chance it. I don't want him to. We need Travis Kelce for the rest of the season. And so I don't want something like this to linger, or hey, he's getting better, but every week it's another one of those things that they have to keep dealing with. Get the swelling and stuff down. But maybe they're quantifying this too, okay? Making the decision like, well, let's say he plays this week. Then he's going to have some downtime to kind of get better too. So they can play it that way as well. They can have him on a pinch count, like they have Kadarius Toney on, Sneed on, certain guys that have been dealing with injuries. That's another way that they can kind of deal with it. But what the things that Travis Kelce gives us, and what he does, and what he means to the offense, if he doesn't play, that will be a significant blow. It will. So that's the question. do we feel like we are at a good place to handle the Lions without the roles of Travis Kelce and even now Chris Jones not being there? Okay. Toney being on the pitch count, Sneed being on the pitch count. Do we have enough weapons around Patrick Mahomes to make this thing work? Okay. That's the question. Can Noah Gray carry that load? And I'm gonna say, you know what? To be honest with you, I think we do. I think we do. I think we have enough. I think if because we talked about Rice and Ross having a package, talking about having 7 receivers, you get the right guys in there. You got running backs, you get it to slot. We do a lot of different things to get very creative. Travis Kelce's his area is that middle, okay, that ram of like the kind of the mid range area, small catches, making big yards. His power is making guys miss once he gets the ball in his hands, the yak yards, and then being on a page with Patrick where they know where each other are. But I will say this. I would say that he's had a young buck under his wings in Noah Gray for the past few years, who's been watching every little crafty move he's done. Travis has been explaining to him. Noah Gray is getting tight end university every single day with him. Let me put it that way, right? So tight end university is one of those things. Guys, the tight ends could benefit for a lot of different reasons, run routes, all different things. Noah Gray is getting that every single day, okay? And some of the things that I'm sure that he expresses about to Patrick about running routes, Travis is saying the same thing to Noah, like, this is what we're thinking, okay? So Patrick is probably saying, hey, Noah, this is not quite like a learning curve for you because you've been watching Patrick. You can tell what we're talking about. Noah's he's taking all these things in. He's eating all that part up. So yeah, I think if it depends on the knee swelling, how it's going to respond. Do we need him right now for this game? And if he doesn't play, can a young Noah Gray come in and the guys and the surrounding guys around him, supporting cast, can they do the job? Okay, with PM15 throwing the ball, I think they can. I do.
Okay, so we're gonna get to predictions later, but a lot of people are saying if Kelce doesn't play, I was watching First Take earlier. Like a few of them said the Chiefs lose that game if Travis Kelce's not on the field Thursday. Do you think this impacts? I mean, obviously he's a big part of our offense. I see his numbers. They tell a full story of what he can do and what. Do you think this this could hinder a win for us if he doesn't play, or no? You think we have enough pieces to kind of rally?
I think we got enough pieces. And the thing is, it may be more difficult, no doubt about it. It'll be a more difficult win for us. But still, I think we have enough pieces to get the win nonetheless. And here's the reality, to be honest with you. Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions don't care anything about who you have on the field. They could care less if Travis Kelce is playing or not. The way that they're going to go in and they're preparing is just Travis Kelce going to play. That's what they're going to do. You know why? Because Dan Campbell's played football. He's got a staff that all of them played in the NFL. They understand how this means. We know game time decisions. Shoot, there's times in games I didn't think I was going to make it. I'm not going to play. And it was like game time, JD, how you feel? How you feel? I'm like, I don't know. I got to loosen up. Like it was literally right before the game making that decision if I was going to play or not, okay? And so we understand that vitamin T and what they can do with inflammatory thing, it works. It works. And you got a good cast of trainers and whatnot is going to make sure Travis is in the most optimal position to try to not get hurt and do well. Okay. If it's anything other than that, then they may not chance it. But like I said, Dan and them, they don't care. They could care less. They are coming in here to win. They coming here to spoil the party. So to him, Detroit Lions, they are whispering like, look, they still got PM15 out there. Okay. He gets the ball to everybody. That's what we know. Patrick Mahomes is a guy that gets everything going. He's the guy that we need to stop. Yeah, he's going to have his best weapon is not going to be out there, but he's got other guys around him right now too. And he's got Andy Reid that can craft things together to put him in a position to make things win, to put guys in a position to make things win. They just got to make plays. And so they're going to come after. They're going to come after the Chiefs. They're going to come after Patrick Mahomes. They're going to do everything they possibly can. Okay? We got a good line that's going to protect Patrick. We got good receivers, got good running backs. We got good tight ends at Noah Gray and Blake Bell. These guys can get these things going. No doubt about it.
Yeah. And people forget, AFC Championship game last year, Patrick Mahomes is playing on one ankle. KT gets hurt. Hardman gets hurt. Juju gets hurt. I think at the end of that game, he's throwing to Marcus Kemp for a pivotal first down play on that game-winning drive. So, like, Patrick's done that before. Obviously, he had Kelce in that game. But still, he works the ball around with no matter who he's got out there.
That
helps.
It helps tremendously. And it will help tremendously if Noah Gray can come in and give some semblance of that whole look from Travis of what he needs, right? And that's what Patrick just needs. He just needs that security blanket. He needs a guy to be in the right spot and be in certain spots that the defense may not expect them to be, okay, to be on the same page. And he may look for that weight to come from Jarrett McKinnon or MVS or Sky Moore, okay? He may look for those guys to do that, all right? Heck, they might even bring Justin Watson to be the guy to roam the middle a little bit more as a bigger body, okay? He's got kind of a closer to it, maybe, a bigger frame, to kind of do those things. So, look, Andy is surgical with this. He is. He's a mastermind. They're going in and they're thinking all the contingency plans that they need to be successful. Okay, so they're gonna be ready. They're gonna be ready, man. Plus, the energy in the stadium is going to keep them there. Yeah.
I think the adrenaline might push Kelce to play. If it's a game time decision, he's working out before the game. He kind of feels the fans coming in, kind of feel the energy, the vibes. I think he might dress up and maybe, even if he doesn't give us a full go, I think we might see a little bit of him on Thursday. If it's that close, if his brother's saying, if he feels a little bit better, the inflammation goes down, I think he give it a go. I think he could play, but we may see more Noah Gray than Kelce snaps or something like that.
I see that. But like I said, it all depends on how his knee is responding.
Yeah.
Okay. If the inflammation is down and they feel comfortable with it and he feels comfortable with it, the adrenaline they carry him where he needs to go, right? But then it's like, okay, we'll put him on a pitch count. Certain things we'll put him in for. All right. So there's a lot of decisions and choices going on right now in these next 24 hours that is going to be paramount to the success of this game.
On the bright side of things, there was early reports in the week that we will have guys playing that we thought maybe at one point they wouldn't play week one of the season. L'Jarius Sneed, who's been dealing with knee swelling, has been limited practice participant. I think Spags said he's good to go. He'll probably be good to go, but we'll see how how he responds this week. He's been a limited practice participant all week. KT's playing. Mahomes said that KT looks like KT, so that's a good thing. They said he may be on a pitch count Thursday. So while Kelce may not be there, we'll still have some guys coming back within L'Jarius Sneed and Kadarius Toney. Those two, what do you make of these two guys playing? And of the two, who are you who do you think will have more impact on the game between Toney and L'Jarius Sneed?
First, I think it's a great sign that the two are coming back. It's a really good sign because I was unsure of it. Then also too, depending on how things are working, obviously, decisions wise, Kelce getting hurt, then it's like, okay, like this is a good move. This is a good decision by us to bring some of these guys back, and Chris Jones isn't playing, so we got a veteran guy in Sneed coming back to help with the defense. Now, who do I think will make a bigger impact? I'd have to say maybe Kadarius Toney, just because of the supposed possible absence of Travis Kelce. And if he's not there, maybe bringing a guy in to kind of make a couple of plays. Sneed, I remember I told you that he didn't really need a whole lot to get in shape. He's going to be in shape. Those young guys, because they're smaller guys, they get in shape like nothing. They can run all day. Sneed, the planting and pushing off and covering. they may, because we got young guys that's capable. Let's be honest, we got young guys capable that can definitely carry the weight until Sneed gets fully healthy 100%. But he'll get some looks, man, because he just hadn't done anything during the preseason, right? And so if he hasn't done anything during the preseason, here's the first real game. Let's see exactly how he is, how he's feeling. And they're going to ask him. They're going to ask him probably every series, how you feeling? How's it feel out there? And like you said, man, adrenaline, you're like, yeah, great. It feels great out here. It feels great. And I'm sure it's going to be sore, rightfully sore, as expected. But it's something that can be managed. But I do, maybe Kadarius Toney's presence may be one of those things we need to look, especially in such a young receiving core. But, we got, if you think about it, MVS, who's played for a while, Richie James, who has played, Kadarius Toney, who has played, Justyn Watson, a couple of years. So we got guys that got experience. We got enough experience, put it that way, to make things happen. Not to mention McKinnon and CEH, Pacheco, and all of that. So we may have to lean on the running game, okay? May have to lean on the running game and see what the Detroit Lions defensive line and their defense looks like, okay? We might have to check that out and see what's going on with them.
I think between Toney, obviously with Kelce not being there, it's great to have a guy like Toney out there. Just, defense is going to be keeping an eye on him throughout the game. Big play potential. So it's great to have him back. And obviously the fact that his injury is not going to be hurting him throughout, for the fact that we wouldn't see him till week 2. I think at some point we thought we won't see him till Jacksonville maybe. But then having L'Jarius Sneed, not having Chris Jones out there, we have a very young defense. So having a guy like Sneed who's been in the system for a while, having him there, it's huge. Yeah. And also a guy like Sneed who does it all against this high-flying, high-power offense that Detroit has. Amon-Ra St. Brown. You got this Jamar Gibbs guy who everyone's saying could be could be offensive rookie of the year. And then I think I read a report that Detroit's saying that they're going to be using Gibbs in ways that you couldn't even dream of. It's like, okay, what does that mean? I think we've all seen running backs get motioned out of the backfield to be a receiver. So I don't know what that means. I don't know how else they could use him, but.
Yeah, I mean, they plan on parachuting him out of a plane or something, and it's one of his plays. I don't know. Shooting him out of a cannon. What do you mean by that? Or hey, then put him in a quarterback.
Wildcat, yeah.
Okay, Wildcat, right? It might be something, but we've seen that before.
Yeah, I know. It's not new.
So, yeah, I don't know, but he's a talented guy, no doubt about it. He's a talented guy. So. Yeah, man, that's it's going to be. Look, and Jared Goff ain't nothing to sneeze at. He had a great year last year. He's always. I personally, I like Jared Goff. He's got a strong arm. If he got the right pieces around him, I think he just got some really, I think, unfair criticism at times. Okay, I think he's a decent quarterback. I think he does a pretty decent job, and especially going now with Dan Campbell, those guys, I think it's a whole different. Area and environment for him. And he'll come in, man. He'll throw strikes. He's going to throw strikes. He's got some good receivers around him. No doubt about it. So, the defense is going to be ready. That's what I'm thinking, the matchup going against their defense and our offense. Okay. So you're talking about Hutchinson on one side, rushing the passes. They got some good corners. That's going to be a good matchup. So I think it's all about stopping that pass rush and, the inside guys, the linebackers. So that right there, scoring the points is what's going to be vital for us to win, okay? Our secondary, oh, man, that's another thing, man. If we get some pass rush, don't let, Goff just go off. We get some push up front. Don't let Gibbs and those guys just go crazy running the football. If we can manage that, which I know Spags is doing a good job. Spags is going to throw some things at him. Okay, he's going to come after him. And our guys do a good job pressing, and we're looking for McDuffie and Watson, all those guys on the other side. We're looking for those guys to go out there and absolutely win. Okay, we're looking for them to win. But we need that. We're going to need something from the guys up front. We're going to need something from Crazy George up front. We're going to need some things like that, from the young guy that we just got. young buck. See how he is. You know, he's healthy apparently from what he was during training camp.
Yep.
So I can't wait to see him too. We just need that push up front, man. We're gonna need that push up front. And, and we know we got good linebackers. So,
and I think that's also another reason why to have Sneed, because I mean, I think Sneed they blitzed Sneed a lot last year. I think he had 2 or 3 sacks maybe last year. I forgot what his numbers were, but they use him a lot all over the place. And not having Chris Jones, you're going to need a guy like that who can pass rush the quarterback, get back there, and Spags is going to have to be creative without Chris Jones. And he knows he's going to have to be creative with our defense without Chris Jones. That's how good he is. He can just get there without having to create anything for a guy like that.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna be a test for our defense without Chris Jones. There's also gonna be tests for all our new tackles against a good pass rush with Hutchinson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. So we'll see what we got. First game is always one of those things. To kind of take an assessment. It's going to be a high motor. Everybody's going to be on in pins and needles and eggshells a whole day. It's going to be so exciting. I can just remember the first game of the season, how those things used to work. And Arrowhead too. Oh man, you were just so juiced up. I mean, the energy in it was just crazy. I'm just juiced up just thinking about it and how it's going to feel running out there and seeing it.
Yeah,
but I think that energy, that environment is going to catapult our Chiefs, man, into that win. I do. I think it's going to happen. We stay on the energy the entire time. It's going to be good. We need the crowd to stay in it. Okay, everybody stay in it. We can't worry about all the other things. We just need to say, hey, man, you got on a red jersey. You got that uniform on. We cheering for you. We think everything's going to be okay.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That leads us to our final topic, our game predictions here. So Chiefs, interesting. So Chiefs opened up as a 6.5-point favorite. Nothing happened with that spread with Chris Jones when he was holding out. That spread stayed the same 6.5 points. So Vegas didn't think that affected anything. When the Travis Kelce news came out yesterday, that line went from 6.5 points to 4.5 points. So it dropped 2 points. Everyone's jumping on the Detroit Lions and the points and them to cover against the Chiefs on Thursday night. So JD, who do you have and what's your score prediction? And also, Vegas also feels that this game will be the highest scoring game of the weekend. The total points for this game is 52 points. They think it's going to be the highest scoring game. So they got a little bit of a Rams-Chiefs that from that Monday night game a few years ago with Jared Goff versus Patrick Mahomes vibes.
52 points? Ooh.
Yeah.
So I have the Chiefs winning. I do. I have the Chiefs winning. And dang, Vegas is pretty good. I have the Chiefs winning. I have them scoring 28 points. That's where I'm at. I think they're scoring 28. A couple touchdowns tossed up. I think a couple of Russian touchdowns. We get into the red zone. I think that too. I think Pacheco's going to be ready to go. We haven't been talking enough about him either, the running backs. So we just been talking about PM15. He's got some other guys out here ready to help him. Okay, comes out with the head bopping and stuff. He's going to be ready. Pacheco's going to be. That sucker's the field's going to be on fire for him and McKinnon both, man. And I think they lean on them guys. It's going to be all right. I really do. I think it's going to be all right. So I have the Chiefs winning 28. 20. I'm going to say 28 to 20. 28-21.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I was going to say 24. And you know what? I'm going to say 24. Okay. 28-24.
Right.
That's the prediction.
Right on the total points.
I know it, man. I was sitting there looking like, dang, God, the Vegas is good. Them suckers is good.
So I'm gonna go 35-21. So at first I thought this Kelce thing was gonna be if he doesn't play. I'm right now. I'm just saying, let's say he doesn't play and if he's on snap count. I was like, okay, I think they will have a shot. We may, but you can't doubt PM15. I looked at two numbers is the reason why I'm going to go with this high-scoring game for us and then for them to lose by 2 touchdowns. So Patrick Mahomes is has thrown 1,542 yards, 18 touchdown passes, and 0 INTs in the 5 week 1 games he has started. That's 1542, 18 and 0, and 5-0 in those games as well.
15. Go the numbers again.
1,542 yards.
Okay.
18 touchdowns and 0 INTs in 5 games.
5 games, 18 TDs,
week 1 starts in the Patrick Mahomes era. Now I'm going to take this. The other number that stood out to me as to why I'm going with this. Obviously, we talked about how it's going to be the pandemonium's going to be going wild on Thursday, and the raising the banner. Everyone just wanting to watch Chiefs football. The other one is the Lions coming to Kansas City. So Jared Goff's home and away splits were amongst the worst last year. I know it's last year's stat, but I'm applying it to this year in the situation. So Jared Goff in 8 away games last year, he threw for 1,966 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. Those are some away game splits last year.
Okay.
That ain't gonna get it done against us. Because if you want to say without Chris Jones, our defense may not be what it is, but with our offense, you're gonna have to score points. And I don't know, based on the home away splits last year for Jared Goff, I think I think we're gonna come out with something to prove tomorrow.
I think with the Lions, they're hoping everybody believes that Jared Goff is going to dump in the bed. I think they're hoping that, the Lions are just a lot of fluff. But what I do know is when you're going into a game plan, especially in hostile situations, you're going to have powerful people talking around Jared Goff, whispering in his ear, you can get this thing done. We believe in it. We believe in you. You're the captain to make these things go. And Dan Campbell, I'm telling you, they are whispering in his ear. They're whispering in the ear. Not only that, but they're saying nobody believes that we're going to be able to do it. Nobody believes we're going to beat, the Super Bowl champs. Nobody believes that. And so when they come in, they're coming in focus. They're going to be coming in and they're going to be ready. But even in that, I don't think it's going to be enough. I'm telling you, they don't give it this shot, man. They're not going to fold. They don't know anything about folding. And a lot of it has to do with where the head coach is. Okay. He's not that guy. He has brought in a culture of excellence, toughness, ferocious intent to get things done. Okay. And they embody every single part of that. And like I said, it's going to be the national stage. They're going to be going on all cylinders. So it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good fight. First game of the season, it's going to be a great fight, man. We'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. But the Chiefs are going to win. I said 28-24. Okay. 28-24.
I like it. Hey, as long as you come away with the win, I don't care. I don't care what the score is. Was it
you ain't kidding.
2-0? I don't care what. I don't care what it is. Although 2-0 would be pretty hard to do. Hey, if it was 2-0 against Detroit, I'd say, wow, our defense looked pretty good against this offense.
Right. Hey, look. Hey, against this offense, hey, we know what they carry. We know what they got on that side. But I'm gonna say, these guys are ready. Yeah. I think they want to make sure all the other things that's going on, they want people to put their thoughts and focus on them. Yeah. Okay. And it's almost like they're giving them naysayers why they shouldn't win. Oh my guys, Travis Kelce's gone. Oh my guys, Chris Jones is gone. Oh my goodness. These guys are like, look, man, it's gonna be next man up. What we doing, it's all business out here. Okay. We're gonna do our best. We're gonna do our greatest to go out here and get this win. Okay. So they're not worried about that. They can't worry about that.
Yeah.
They got to go out there and play. They got to go out there and perform. Okay. And as long as them jokers stayed in together with them, fine. And I would love for 95 to be on the sideline cheering them up. Matter of fact, if he's not on the sideline, I'm sure he'll probably come to the locker room or he's been talking to these guys because that's what real relationships do. When you've been forged in the fire and battle with people, that's part of what the leadership is. You triumph together. Okay. So it's going to get all those guys. All those guys are going to be there. All of them.
Yeah.
So I'm excited, baby. I am. I'm sitting over here. Shoot, I better give myself a pep talk. I don't know.
That's how I feel whenever we have this show, JD. Your energy, man, always makes me get pumped up for, like for the rest of the day.
Tell you, man, I'm there. I'm just over one of those. Let's go. Let's go.
But I will say, I know we had a lot of Lions fans comment on when we reacted to the first game of the season that was going to be Detroit and Kansas City. I know a lot of Lions fans commented on our stuff, very respectful. And hey, we're big fans of Dan Campbell, of what you guys got going on in Detroit. We just don't think you're going to beat us per se. However, we do. I think Detroit's going to win the NFC North this year. So I think you guys have big things ahead for you all this year. I think even just being on the stage week 1 and Kansas City just tells a lot about what the league thinks of you guys and just about what the Detroit can be this year. So, and hey, I have Gibbs in a few of my fantasy leagues. So, we'll see.
I do too. I do too. I was like, dang, God, I got Gibbs, but you have to take an L. You have to take an L this week.
You can have a good game, but maybe
have a good game, right? You score some points or whatever.
But,
yeah, but look, I love shoot, Dan and the guys they have up there, man. Shoot, Lucy, I mean they do a good job.
Yeah.
So
good NFL PA alumni up there on that team.
You're right, absolutely right. So, we'll see. Obviously, Deuce he's not in Detroit anymore.
Oh, he's not in Detroit anymore. I think it was their RB coach.
No, he's in Carolina.
Is Brunell still there?
Let me see.
Is he still their OC or not OC QB coach?
I thought Deuce was still there.
Nonetheless, we're still big with the coaching staff, fans of that coaching staff up there.
Yeah, like you said, it's alumni.
Yeah, it's alumni. But yeah, so we hope you guys enjoy the episode. We hope you guys obviously enjoy the game tomorrow night, and then remember to come on to Bleacher Report to hear from JD react to what we just saw from that game. So yeah, it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be an action-packed Thursday night. We hope you guys enjoy the show. We'll see you guys directly after the game.
Have a good one.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.